What's up, guys? Jordan here from Show Me Vegas. Welcome back to the channel. Hey, I just checked into the smallest hotel room I've ever seen in my entire life. But it is kind of nice. This is the Fremont Hotel and Casino here in Las Vegas, and in this video, I'm going to show you what it's like to stay here in 2025. So I got in here about 5 p.m. on a Saturday evening and I had no trouble checking in. Check-in was a breeze. There was no line whatsoever. Walking from Fremont Street to the main lobby, I couldn't help but notice that for a hotel that opened in 1956, it was super clean, modern, and nice looking, especially for a Fremont Street property and especially compared to what it looked like the last time I was in here, which was probably about 5 years ago. That clean, modern aesthetic that I found in the lobby definitely extended all the way up here to this guest room, which is really nice except for one little problem.
One little thing.
And I do mean a little problem. I'll show you this room later on in more detail, but for now I hardly know anything about the Fremont Hotel and Casino, and so you and I are going to go downstairs and we're going to see what there is to eat, see, and do here at this property together. Alright, as per usual, let's start this look around in the main lobby. You're going to find it actually at the back of the property. You're probably used to entering from Fremont Street, but the registration desk is here in the back. That's also where the drop-off is. Right here by the back entrance, you do have a little gift shop, and again, I do mean a little gift shop. Alright, let's talk history. The Fremont Hotel and Casino opened in 1956 as the tallest building in the state of Nevada. That was before they even built the 14-story tower that's here now. In 1976, it was purchased by Alan Glick's Argent Corporation. If you're not familiar with that, have you ever seen the movie Casino? Frank Rosenthal operated the Skim for Argent Corporation, which included the Stardust, the Hacienda, and this hotel. If you don't know Frank Rosenthal, Robert De Niro played him in the movie Casino. The character's name? Ace Rothstein.
Before I ever ran a casino or got myself blown up, Ace Rothstein was a hell of a handicapper. I can tell you that.
Alright, fast forward to present day. Since 1983, the Fremont Hotel and Casino has been owned by Boyd Gaming. This wall right behind me pays homage to Boyd Gaming. Other Boyd Gaming properties in Las Vegas include Main Street Station, the California, the Orleans, among others. Regardless of how you feel about Boyd Gaming, I will say they've done a nice job with the casino here. The renovations are excellent, and the slot selection is really good. I'd say it's about 70% new machines, but 30% old school machines. I love those 3-reel slots. They've got a lot of them here. Also, a nice selection of video poker, lots of old Game King machines, and new ones as well. Again, the casino floor here is actually really nice, and it is super busy on this Saturday night. One place Boyd Gaming has not done a great job here is the table games. I did a flyby, $10 to $15 minimums here on a Saturday night, which is fine. But blackjack is almost entirely 6 to 5, which kind of sucks for Fremont Street. I was at the Plaza the other night, 3-2 blackjack. Circa, always 3-2 blackjack. Most of the properties down here have 3-2. The only table down here that's paying 3-2 is a double-deck table with a higher minimum. Hey guys, future editing Jordan here. What I was trying to say there, but kind of danced around, was check those tables carefully. If you don't find 3-2 blackjack at the Fremont, don't play it. Go across the street. All right, let's go back to the tour. The casino here is crazy busy on a Saturday night thanks to its mid-Fremont Street location. I don't even think I'm going to bother gambling here because as a Boyd Gaming property, I don't really want their offers. If I'm going to gamble downtown, it's probably going to be at Circa or one of the Club One casinos. I'm hitting the pause button on this video briefly to tell you about the sponsor of this video, and that's Plannin'. If you've watched the channel, you've heard us talk about Plannin' before. It's a travel booking website based around the premise of connecting content creators like this channel with travelers like you to help you save money on hotel rooms and experiences. You can save up to 40% on hotel rooms across the world, not just in Vegas, but anywhere. I've used it numerous times and saved hundreds of dollars on my hotel stays, and you can too. All you have to do is use the link in the description box down below or scan the QR code to sign up for a totally free account. Once you've done that, you're going to unlock deep discounts on hotel rooms. I'm serious. I've used other travel booking websites in the past, and Plannin' has some rates that I couldn't believe. If you sign up using our link, you'll also be helping us bring you more travel content like this very video here. So don't wait. Sign up today. Again, use the link or scan the QR code. Sign up for a totally free account. What's the risk? And there might just be a great reward. All right, let's get back to the video. This hotel is home to the best food court downtown. They call it a food hall, I call it a food court because it's mostly fast food. But this space opened in 2023. It was built on property that used to be a parking lot here at the Fremont. Food outlets here in the food hall include Craft Kitchen, Cafe, and Bakery, Dunkin' Donuts, Huey Magoo's Chicken Tenders, Roly Roti, that's rotisserie chicken, Tomo Noodles, of course Asian food, and then back over this way there is a Steak and Shake. One thing you've almost undoubtedly heard about here at Fremont is Tony Roma's. Yes, this is a chain restaurant, but they do a great steak and lobster special here. People line up for this early, so if you want to try it out, trust me, you're going to need to get here early. The sports book is small, but it's really nice. It's by FanDuel, and I could be wrong, but I think this might be the only FanDuel sports book in Las Vegas. One of the bars here is known as Filament Bar. This is on the east end of the property. The other bar on the casino floor is very cleverly known as The Bar. Being a Boyd property, they also have a Lanai Express. I believe this is also found over at the California, which is also a Boyd property. Back again, that Lanai Express is there and at the California because Boyd properties heavily cater toward Hawaiian tourists. Why is that? I have absolutely no idea. If you're from Hawaii and you stay at one of the Boyd properties downtown, comment below. Why do you stay there, not other places in Las Vegas? I'm genuinely curious. All right, let's get back to the video. All right, I think that was a pretty good walk around, all things considered. It was so busy down there, it was really tough to get around and film. If I forgot anything, I'll try to show it to you in the morning. For now, I'm tired and hopefully I can sleep. This room was supposed to be off of Fremont Street, but really it's just on Casino Center Boulevard, which is right in between here and Binion's. I can hear the noise pretty loudly. Hopefully the air conditioner can drown it out. I'll check with you guys in the morning. Good morning from the 4th floor here at the Fremont. I have my coffee this morning, but not because the hotel provided it. No in-room coffee maker here at Fremont Hotel and Casino, which is kind of a bummer because all the other hotels that I've stayed at so far on Fremont Street have offered complimentary in-room coffee. Luckily, I travel with my own electric kettle and my Starbucks Instant, so I didn't have to go downstairs. Speaking of downstairs, I think I pretty well covered it yesterday, so there's not much left to show you here at the property. There is no pool and there is no gym here at the Fremont. Its sister property, the Cal, right over there, another Boyd Gaming property, does have a pool and does have a gym, and if you're a guest here, you can use those. Not exactly convenient because it's about a block over and a block down to walk to the Cal, and if the weather's not very good or you just don't want to make that trek in your swimming attire, I would totally understand. So that is a bit of a detractor here at the Fremont. Alright, there's nothing left to show you downstairs, but there is something to show you, and that's this room. This might just be the shortest room tour in the history of Show Me Vegas because this is definitely the smallest room I've ever seen. It's kind of giving me cruise ship cabin vibes. You'll see what I mean. Let me show you around. You come into the room into a very tight entryway. There is a closet on one side and the bathroom on the other. I'm going to save the bathroom for the end because that's a real treat. Wait till you see that. But let's move on in to the bedroom. I'm not sure I could feel any dumber calling this the bedroom because it's the entire room. You can see behind me the bed and the nightstands take up the entire wall. One thing I'll say, even though this is a tiny little room, it's really pretty nice. I love the decor, the modern aesthetic in here. It's warm, it's inviting. It is cozy, but I guess it has to be cozy at this size. On either side of the bed is a large nightstand, which is kind of a strange choice for such a small room, but they're nice. They have a big drawer inside them, a lamp on each side. Each lamp does have one power outlet and 2 USB ports, which is good. You can charge your devices by the bed. It's also good because those are the only outlets I have access to in this entire room. At the foot of the bed, and I do mean at the foot of the bed, I'm actually touching both the desk and the bed at the same time, you have this desk. It's got 2 drawers for storage in it. There's a pretty good amount of desktop space, but like I said, there are no power outlets. The only ones are next to the bed. Strangely, up here on the desktop, not a power outlet to be found, which is kind of weird. Over here by the desk, you do have an additional chair, but I'm not sure how they expect you to be able to use those both at the same time. This gives you a pretty good idea of just how small the room is. On the end of the desk, you do have a nice full-length mirror. You also have this little counter space with another mirror above it. Underneath that counter is a refrigerator for your own personal use, but no complimentary water stocked here at this Boyd Gaming property. Again, another feature that I have found everywhere else downtown, but here. Alright, we need to talk about this bathroom. I can't go in there and film at the same time because, well, there's just not enough space. This is the smallest bathroom I've ever seen in my life, and that includes the Golden Gate. We've rented a room at the Golden Gate before, which was built in 1907-ish. And even that bathroom is bigger than this one. Wait till you see this. If you've ever been on a cruise, this is going to look kind of familiar to you. You literally only have room for a toilet, the smallest sink you've ever seen in your entire life, and a walk-in shower. It's nicely decorated. I like the tile and I like what they did with it, but the space is so small, it's ridiculous. Alright, I lied. I can get in here with the camera. I just have to put it over the sink. Hey, my wingspan is 6 feet 4 inches, and I can nearly touch each wall in this bathroom, which means that this bathroom from one side to the other is about 6.5 feet. This way, it's more like 4.5 feet. Amenity-wise, not much to talk about. One little bottle of body lotion, 1 bar of soap by the sink. Over here in the shower, you do have your shampoo, conditioner, and body wash attached to the wall. Oh, and somebody's hair on that. Not sure if you can see it. The shower is not terribly clean. The glass is pretty spotted up and streaked. The shower head doesn't look very good. And the floor, you be the judge. So there you have it, that's the room. I'm up against the clock, less than 30 minutes to check out. I guess it's time to go over my overall thoughts and pros and cons for staying here at the Fremont Hotel and Casino in 2025. So how much did this room cost? Well, as you know, I always book my own rooms and pay for them out of my own pocket. This room last night on a Saturday night was $139.20, plus resort fee and tax. The resort fee was another $35 plus tax, so all in, I paid $196 for this room last night. You can probably guess what I think about that value. I will say that pretty much every hotel on Fremont Street, and I did look at them all when I booked this room, were running about the same price. I'm not sure if that's typical for a weekend, but it seems pretty high to me. But from a value perspective, I think this might be one of the worst values at that price. I mentioned before, pretty much all the other Fremont hotels offer coffee in the room, they give you some free bottles of water, they have amenities on site, not at their sister property. So even though this is a renovated room, the size of the room and the lack of amenities here on site makes this a fairly poor value here on Fremont Street. Don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that I don't like the property overall, but it does mean that I would not come back to stay here again when I have all these other options. Alright, real quickly, let's go through the pros and cons. Pro number one, the renovations they've done to this property are rather nice. The casino is bright, clean, and modern. I love what they've done with the food court. The sportsbook looks really cool. And the vibe here is a bit more upscale than you're going to find, say, across the street at the Four Queens or right next door at Binion's. For me, that's pretty much where the pros end. Cons, number one, I mentioned value. I don't think there's very much value to be had here at all. Yes, this room will go for a lot less midweek, say $40 or $50 even, plus resort fee and tax. But even at that, when you have these other options, I don't think this one stacks up all that well. Con number two, space. I covered it ad nauseum in this video, but this room is so small. It was fine for me because I'm by myself. But if you're staying in here as a couple, you're going to be in each other's way all the time. You literally cannot even be in the bathroom at the same time unless one of you is in the shower. You're going to have to sidestep each other in every section of this room to get around each other. One of you may just have to crawl over the bed to get around the other. There's nowhere to sit down and relax, maybe watch TV, unless it's on the bed. And again, that bathroom just is not going to cut it for two people. All in all, not a terrible stay, but certainly not something to write home about, and not something I would want to repeat. Hey, that's it for this video. I hope you guys found this video informative, entertaining. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel. If you made it this deep into the video, you're obviously interested in Vegas content, and that's all we bring you here on Show Me Vegas. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get notified anytime we release new content. And be looking out for that next video. I'll see you in that one, because there's always more for us to show you on Show Me Vegas.